Forget what you think you know about Russian stealth. The rifle designed to be the quietest killer in their arsenal, the VSS Vintorez, was originally suppressed by nothing more sophisticated than inverted metal washers. This isn't high-tech espionage. It's a testament to raw, brutal effectiveness. And today, we're getting our hands on the weapon that defines silent warfare for the Kremlin. A firearm system so unique, it necessitated the creation of its own specialized, heavyweight cartridge to function as. We are looking at the VSS Vintorez, a specialized sniper rifle developed in the late 1980s for Spetsnaz and reconnaissance units who needed silent, concealed firepower that could still deliver devastating terminal performance at close to medium range. But before we get deeper into its history and deployment, we must first address the elephant in the room. This particular example, graciously provided by our friend Brandon Herrera, is a civilian build, a meticulously re-welded parts kit utilizing modern, highly efficient suppressor internals. Why is that distinction crucial? Because the military's original design, while revolutionary in concept, was notoriously crude. The actual baffles in the first VSS suppressors were, as described by those who have handled them, rudimentary conical washers. It achieved suppression through sheer volume and the heavy, slow-moving projectile, rather than elegant engineering. This modern setup allows us to experience the potential of the VSS platform, leveraging contemporary acoustic technology to achieve a sound signature that is truly menacingly quiet. The entire concept of the VSS hinges on the proprietary 9x39mm cartridge. This is not just another rifle round, it is a dedicated subsonic powerhouse. Visually, it shares a conceptual similarity with the American .300 Blackout. Both are derived from necking up a common service casing, the 62x39mm in this case, to accommodate a much larger, heavier projectile. However, the Russian 9x39mm takes the concept further. Firing a massive 250 to 278 grain bullet, the velocity is intentionally kept well below the speed of sound, typically around 950 feet per second. This subsonic speed is non-negotiable, as it prevents the projectile from creating the sonic crack that betrays conventional suppressed weapons firing supersonic rounds, like standard 5.6 NATO. When combined with the massive internal volume of the integrated suppressor, the result is a soft, deep thump, the mechanical sound of the action often being louder than the muzzle report. When you take the Vintorez to the range, the shooting experience is visceral. The system operates using a gas piston system, though whether it's technically a short stroke or a very short long stroke remains a point of arcane debate amongst enthusiasts. Either way, it's distinctly Russian and reliably drives the action. Loading is classic Kalashnikov style, rock and lock magazines, though standard capacity is often 10 rounds for sniper roles, with 20 and 30 round variants available for its sister rifle, the AS Val. Upon firing, the recoil is surprisingly stout for such a quiet weapon, while many compare subsonic performance to the mild push of .300 Blackout. The massive 278 grain projectile of the 9x39mm delivers significantly more kinetic energy into the shooter's shoulder. It's a dense, authoritative push, something we found much more comparable to the sensation of firing the new, powerful 6 Blackout, a clear indication that this round is designed for delivering serious incapacitation rather than mere suppression. The effectiveness of this heavy, slow bullet is best illustrated in ballistic testing. Hitting ballistic gel, even with full metal jacket rounds, the sheer weight and diameter of the 9mm bullet lead to significant energy transfer and a brutal, deep wound channel. This is the heart of the VSS doctrine. Silent elimination of personnel, often wearing body armor or concealed behind cover. The energy of the 9x39mm is sufficient to defeat light barriers and ensure reliable terminal performance without alerting every soldier within a mile. Diving deeper into the VSS platform reveals the ingenious compromises the Soviet designers made to achieve this level of stealth. The most visually dominant feature is, of course, the massive integrated suppressor tube. This is not an accessory, it is an intrinsic part of the firearm's function, If we remove the suppressor, which is accomplished via a simple push-button detent, we see the secret of its efficiency. The barrel itself is quite short, and critically, it is heavily ported. Holes are drilled along the rifling ahead of the muzzle, allowing gases to vent early into the initial expansion chamber of the suppressor. This bleeds off pressure immediately, significantly reducing the remaining volume of gas that needs to be managed at the muzzle, leading to the exceptional quietness we observe. The fact that the iron sights, both the front sight post and the adjustable graduated rear sight leaf, similar to an AK's, are mounted directly onto the detachable suppressor tube is a testament to the rifle's intended purpose. In a conventional system, mounting sights on a component designed to be removed would be disastrous for zero retention. The VSS relies on the extremely tight, precise thread engagement of the suppressor to the receiver to ensure consistency. While our sample suffered from a damaged rear sight leaf spring, requiring improvisation to keep it steady, the original design demanded rugged precision for field use. The integrated nature of the suppression also dictates the extremely short handguard. Operators are trained to hold the rifle clear of the suppressor body, which, despite the low heat generation of subsonic ammunition, can still become dangerously hot during sustained fire. Ergonomically, the VSS is a fascinating hybrid. It retains the rock-solid reliability cues of the Kalashnikov family, particularly in its magazine insertion and its side-mounted optic rail for Soviet-era optics. However, it departs significantly in other areas. The safety lever, unlike the enormous AK flipper, is a small, subtle button near the trigger guard, easily manipulated by the firing hand. But the most significant departure is internal. The VSS is a striker-fired mechanism, not the hammer-fired system found in the ubiquitous AK. This contributes to the unique and, frankly, poor trigger feel. We conducted a trigger pull test, and the experience is a continuous, mushy pull. There is no distinct wall, no defined break. It simply pulls back until the striker releases. This lack of precision is not what one expects from a dedicated sniper rifle. Yet it underscores the VSS's primary mission as a specialist infiltration and assassination tool, where stealth outweighs long-range accuracy. The final element of modularity is the stock. While the skeletonized wooden stock often evokes comparisons to the SVD Dragunov, it is surprisingly quick detachable via a single button. Once removed, the VSS transforms instantly into the AS-Val assault rifle configuration, assuming the appropriate furniture is attached, highlighting the common receiver and core components between the sniper and assault variants. This modularity simplifies logistics and allows Spetsnaz units to tailor their weapons to specific mission requirements instantly. However, operating this weapon, especially outside of Russia, comes with its challenges. As we experienced, sourcing the 9x39mm ammunition is incredibly difficult and expensive. Furthermore, the inherent complexities of a parts kit build combined with unconventional ammunition led to periodic issues, specifically light primer strikes. This is an unavoidable hurdle when dealing with highly specialized Soviet designs built outside the original factory tolerances and fed with non-standardized ammunition. As our expert noted, reliability is a complex matrix, and without access to original parts and ammo specification, tuning such a unique mechanism, like the internal striker assembly, to absolute perfection is nearly impossible. Despite these operational quirks, the VSS Vintorez remains perhaps the coolest, most intriguing weapon system we have ever encountered on the range. It embodies a philosophy of combat driven entirely by silence and specialized lethality. It is a historical anomaly, a rifle that proved the concept of the integrated subsonic sniper system nearly 2 decades before similar concepts gained mainstream acceptance in the West. We are forced to conclude this overview here, constrained by the limited and costly supply of the 9x39mm rounds. But the VSS leaves us with a critical question. If the Russians can achieve this level of silent, heavy-hitting performance with crude 1980s engineering and a massive, slow round, what happens when they apply modern, high-tech metallurgy and computational design to the same concept? That question leads directly to the future of silent warfare. Next week, we are stripping down the newest generation of stealth weapons designed to replace the Vintorez, a system that makes the VSS look like a child's toy. Don't miss our deep dive into the next chapter of Undetectable.